All right, so today we're diving into some ChromeOS news.
Uh-huh.
And you know how we've been talking about accessibility in tech.
Right.
Well, get this. Chromebooks are rolling out facial control.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Forget using a mouse or a touchpad.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can move the cursor and click just by moving your face.
It's a pretty remarkable leap forward,
I know, right?
especially when you consider how precise it is.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about like big,
Right.
exaggerated movements here.
Uh-huh.
The system actually tracks 478 points on your face,
What?
creating this detailed 3D model.
Hold on, 478 points. So that means my Chromebook is analyzing every twitch and quirk of my face.
It's pretty amazing.
I wonder if my older Chromebook can even handle that.
Yeah.
The article did mention needing at least 8 GBs of RAM
Right.
for this to run smoothly.
Yeah, and that's a good point.
Yeah.
All that facial data needs to be processed in real time by some pretty complex algorithms,
Oh, wow.
which is where machine learning comes in. Basically, the system is constantly learning and adapting to your unique facial language. So 8 GB is RAM. Ensure that your Chromebook can keep up with all that data crunching
Gotcha.
without slowing down.
So it's like having a tiny AI assistant
Yeah,
dedicated to deciphering every facial expression.
pretty much.
That's both amazing and a little creepy.
right.
But definitely cool.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder,
Yeah.
is this technology as seamless as it sounds?
Like with any new tech,
Yeah.
there will likely be some hiccups along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But the potential impact for users with motor impairments is huge.
Right.
This could be a game changer for people who struggle with traditional input methods.
Absolutely.
And for everyone else,
Yeah.
it opens up a whole new world of hands-free computing possibilities.
Imagine cooking dinner while scrolling through recipes online,
Right.
just by tilting your head.
Exactly.
And let's not forget about the gamers.
Oh, yeah.
Google's already dabbled in facial control with Project Game Face, letting people control games with their expression.
You're right. There are definite parallels there.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that Project Game Face was open source,
Oh.
meaning that developers could freely adapt and integrate it into various games.
I see.
But for now, face control seems to be exclusive to the ChromeOS ecosystem.
While face control is limited to Chromebooks for now,
Yeah.
it makes you think about the future,
Hmm.
especially with the news of a Chromebook explosion on the horizon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently over 20 new models are hitting the market in 2025.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe facial control will be standard on all of them soon?
It's certainly a possibility.
Okay.
Though we should note that some of those new models, like the Samsung Galaxy Chromebook Plus, are already available.
Right.
So the actual number of upcoming releases might be a bit lower.
All right, so maybe not an explosion,
Yeah.
but definitely a surge in new Chromebooks.
For sure.
They even teased a new Lenovo Chromebook Plus 2-in-1.
Interesting.
Makes you wonder what other innovations they're cooking up. The world of Chromebooks is definitely heating up.
Yeah.
And speaking of things getting interesting,
Yeah.
we need to talk about these new class tools,
Oh, yeah.
specifically designed for education.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to give teachers a whole new level of control in the classroom.
Yeah, the article mentioned teachers can use a pairing code to push content to student screens,
Right.
enable live captions or translations,
Wow.
and even view those screens remotely.
Seriously?
Plus, they can share a student's work with the entire class instantly.
Huh.
That's a lot of power at their fingertips.
It's certainly a powerful suite of tools.
Yeah.
And that raises some important questions.
Like what?
How much control is too much?
Hmm.
While these features could be fantastic for managing a classroom and keeping students engaged,
Right.
some might argue it crosses a line to potential overreach and monitoring.
That's a good question.
What are your thoughts on that?
On one hand,
Yeah.
being able to push relevant content to everyone's screens and make sure everyone's on the same page sounds incredibly useful.
Right.
But yeah, the thought of constant monitoring does feel a bit Big Brother-ish.
And the potential for distraction is
Yeah.
another factor to consider,
Oh, yeah.
especially with the new FigJam integration.
What's that?
FigJam is basically a digital whiteboard for brainstorming and group projects.
Okay.
And now it's coming to Chromebooks.
Cool.
Imagine combining that with the screen monitoring feature.
Oh.
Teachers could essentially peek into every group's brainstorming session.
Whoa, okay, maybe that's a little too much insight for a teacher to have.
It definitely blurs the line between helpful collaboration and potential micromanagement.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how schools navigate these features and what kind of guidelines they put in place.
Speaking of navigating,
Yeah?
I think we need to shift gears and explore some other exciting ChromeOS updates,
Okay.
especially those related to accessibility.
Hmm.
I'm particularly intrigued by the improvements they've made to reading mode in the Chrome browser. And PDF accessibility for screen readers.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
These seemingly small updates can have a huge impact on people's lives.
for sure.
We should definitely delve into those next.
Let's do it.
So let's talk about those accessibility updates you mentioned.
Okay.
Making digital content accessible to everyone is crucial.
Right.
And it seems ChromeOS is taking some big steps in that direction.
For sure. The one that really caught my eye was the improved reading mode in the Chrome browser.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that feature that strips away all the clutter and makes web pages easier to read?
Right.
Well, now it's gotten even better.
Oh, wow. How so?
Well, it's gone beyond just simplifying the layout.
Okay.
Now they've integrated more natural-sounding voices for text-to-speech.
Interesting.
Imagine listening to an article online,
Yeah.
and instead of a robotic voice, it sounds like a real person is reading to you.
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah.
Especially for people with visual impairments or learning disabilities like dyslexia.
Right.
It can be a real struggle to absorb information online. But this could make it so much easier and more enjoyable.
It's like having your own personal audiobook narrator for the entire internet.
Exactly. And it's not just about reading mode either.
Oh, right.
There have been significant improvements to screen reader functionality in PDFs as well.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading about that.
Yeah.
It used to be a nightmare for visually impaired users,
Right.
trying to access information locked away in PDFs.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Many PDFs were essentially inaccessible to screen readers,
Mm-hmm.
which is a major problem considering how many important documents are in that format.
Totally.
Textbooks, legal forms, research papers. The list goes on.
It's like being handed a locked treasure chest full of knowledge and not having the key.
A perfect analogy.
So how does this update change things?
Well, it aims to make those PDFs accessible
Okay.
by allowing screen readers to effectively navigate and interpret the content.
Wow.
It's a huge step towards a more inclusive digital world
Yeah.
where everyone can access the information they need, regardless of their abilities.
That's fantastic news. It's amazing to see how much effort is being put into making technology work for everyone.
It is.
Okay, so we've covered facial control, new Chromebooks, classroom tools, and these fantastic accessibility updates.
Right.
Anything else we should dive into?
I think it's worth taking a step back
Okay.
and considering the broader implications of all these advancements.
Yeah.
We're seeing technology become increasingly integrated into our lives.
Yeah.
From the way we learn to the way we interact with the world around us.
It's true. It's like the line between the digital and physical realms is constantly blurring.
Right.
We're carrying around these powerful computers in our pockets,
Uh-huh.
controlling our homes with our voices, and
Yeah.
now even navigating our computers with our faces.
And all of this raises some interesting questions.
Like what?
For instance, with these new classroom tools,
Yeah.
while they offer incredible benefits for learning and engagement,
Mhm.
they also bring up concerns about potential overreach and surveillance.
Right.
Where do we draw the line between empowering educators and infringing on students' privacy?
It's a tricky balance for sure.
It is.
We want to embrace innovation and all the good it can bring,
Right.
but not at the expense of individual freedoms.
Exactly. And this is where critical thinking and open dialogue becomes so important.
I agree.
We need to be aware of the potential downsides and unintended consequences of these technological advancements,
Yeah.
even as we celebrate their potential benefits.
Like just because we can do something
Yeah.
doesn't always mean we should, right?
Precisely.
Mm.
We need to approach these developments thoughtfully and ask ourselves some tough questions.
Okay.
What are the ethical implications? What safeguards need to be put in place? How do we ensure these technologies are used responsibly and for the benefit of all?
Those are big questions, but they're definitely questions worth pondering
Right.
as we move forward in this rapidly evolving tech landscape.
Absolutely. And I think that brings us to the heart of what we're trying to do here on the deep dive. It's not just about informing you about the latest tech news,
Right.
but also about inspiring critical thinking and meaningful conversations about the world around us.
Well said, because ultimately the future of technology is shaped by the choices we make today.
Exactly. So as you go about your day,
Yeah.
interacting with your devices and navigating the digital world,
Mm-hmm.
remember to consider these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Your voice and your choices matter.
Maybe the next big technological breakthrough will be inspired by one of our listeners. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
But there's one more exciting ChromeOS development. I can't wait to discuss AI integration. Okay. So AI integration in ChromeOS,
Uh-huh.
this feels like a whole other level of game changer.
It's definitely a significant development.
Yeah.
We've already seen AI making its way into various aspects of our digital lives,
Right.
but integrating it directly into the operating system opens up a world of possibilities.
The article mentioned things like AI-powered predictive text and smart file organization. I can barely keep up with my inbox as it is.
Yeah.
Imagine an AI assistant that helps me manage all my files and documents.
I know.
It'd be like having a personal secretary living inside my Chromebook.
Think about the potential for productivity and efficiency.
Yeah.
Imagine an AI that can learn your work habits
Mm-hmm.
and suggest relevant files or documents before you even know you need them.
That'd be amazing.
Or an AI that can automatically organize your files based on your personal preferences.
Mm.
It could free up so much mental space
Right.
and allow you to focus on what truly matters.
That sounds amazing, but also a little intimidating.
I understand.
It's like giving a piece of artificial intelligence access to my entire digital life.
Yeah.
How do I know it's not going to judge my messy file organization
Right.
or accidentally delete something important?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that AI is still a developing technology.
Mm-hmm.
There will undoubtedly be challenges and hiccups along the way. But think of it like this AI in ChromeOS isn't about replacing your decision-making,
Right.
but about augmenting your capabilities.
Okay.
It's like having a super smart assistant by your side,
Yeah.
helping you work smarter, not harder.
Okay, that makes me feel a bit better.
Good.
It's more about collaboration than control.
Exactly.
But what about the privacy implications?
Right.
I mean, is this AI assistant constantly watching over my shoulder, analyzing my every move?
That's where things get a bit more nuanced.
Okay.
It's crucial for developers to prioritize user privacy and data security
Yeah.
as they integrate AI into ChromeOS.
Mm-hmm.
Transparency will be key.
Right.
Users need to understand what data is being collected, how it's being used, and what control they have over it.
You know, it's interesting how this conversation about AI keeps circling back to the same themes of balance and control.
I know, right?
Whether it's facial control, classroom tools, or AI integration, it seems like the biggest challenge with all these advancements is finding the right balance
Right.
between innovation and individual autonomy.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Technology is a powerful tool,
It is.
but it's up to us to wield it responsibly.
Right.
And that requires us to have these tough conversations, to think critically about the potential impact of these developments, and to demand transparency and accountability from the companies creating them.
So to wrap things up, we've gone from controlling our Chromebooks with our faces to exploring the potential of AI assistants managing our digital lives.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
It's safe to say that the future of ChromeOS and technology in general is looking pretty wild.
Wild, but also incredibly exciting.
I agree.
As we move forward in this rapidly evolving technological landscape, it's important to remember that we're not just passive observers.
Right.
We have a voice, we have a choice, and we can shape the future we want.
That's a great reminder. We don't have to be afraid of the future.
No, we don't.
But we do need to engage with it thoughtfully and critically.
Absolutely.
So keep those brains buzzing and let's see what incredible innovations we uncover next time on The Deep Dive.